welcome to the Round 1 highlights of the International Simracing Organisation's 1997 VOC Gases Australian Super Touring Car Championship. Round 1 and Round 2 took place at Lakeside International Raceway, where Steve Parker in the Nigel Barkley entered BMW 318 IS took pole ahead of Ryan Walker in the Works BMW Motorsport Australia 320i. Richard Wilkes in the RX Audi Sport Australia A4 Quattro was third on the grid, with Jonatan Åcerclinth bringing the HVE Motorsport Hyundai Elantra up into fourth. Fifth was David Junten, the first of the CPW Motorsport 318 IS, also known as the Super Sheep entries. Dave Miller lines up sixth in the IPC Motorsport Vauxhall Cavalier. Juha Boos is seventh in the Greenfield Mowers Racing Holden Vectra, and David Saber lines up eighth in the GRM Valvoline Cummins Nissan Primera. Ray Riddall is ninth on the grid, with the David Auge entered Alfa Romeo 155 TS. Alberto Ibanez rounds out the top 10 in the second of the CPW Motorsport 318 ISs. Felipe Enrique was 11th in the Volvo Team Australia 850, and Bruno Chacon rounded out the grid in the second of the Works BMW 320is. And as the field lined up for the start and off the line, Steve Parker retained his lead going through the first little kink and into the carousel. And everyone would make it through turn 1, except for a slight hiccup for Dave Miller in the Cavalier on the exit of the double apex first turn. And now on board with Ray Riddall, starting 9th in the Alfa Romeo 155 TS. We can see that Ray had a good start, jumping up to the inside of Juha Boos in the Holden. But Ray's cautious approach going into turn 1 meant that Juha Boos would brake around outside to retain his position. And up ahead we can see Dave Miller running wide, being able to rejoin, but contact is made with David Saber, and Dave Miller drops from 5th to 8th. And now on board with Dave Miller, dropping to that 8th position and looking ahead as we continue this opening lap. We can see up ahead Ryan Walker running a little bit wide at Hungry Corner, and then Åcerclinth tries up the inside at the eastern loop. Contact is made, and Åcerclinth loses out a lot of positions. But as we head for the carousel once again, worse luck would befall Ryan Walker, as he misses his braking point, locks up and goes off into the gravel trap on the outside of the corner. And now on the replay we can see that he locks up, goes wide, is able to avoid the barriers, but unfortunately for him he drops to the back of the field. Now on board with Damon Miller once again on lap 3, as we can see up ahead the battle for 4th and 5th between Saber and Boos. As Saber is on the inside, runs a little bit wide, still on the inside. Boos trying to cut back, cuts a bit too far to the inside, contact is made, and both Saber and Boos goes off the road. And that brings David Miller up into 5th and up into 4th place. Now on board with Ryan Walker in 10th as he chases after Alberto Ibanez in the 318 IS. As he puts a tire on the grass and goes off. That's a massive accident for Alberto. And that unfortunately means a retirement for the Spaniard. On the end of lap 5, the leading cars were Parker, Wilkes, then David Junt in the 318 IS. Then a battle for 4th and 5th between Miller and Åcerclinth, with Ray Riddall in 6th. And it's Saber and Ryan Walker. And then coming here is his teammate Bruno Chacon. And even further back, due to the contact he had with David Saber, Juha Boos with a crippled car in 10th. And now on lap 8, as we can see Dave Miller coming through Ford turn, but he puts his left side tires on the grass. The car goes sideways on him, it tries to correct it, but he slams the outside barriers. And as we can see, he has quite a bit of damage, and unfortunately for himself, he doesn't realize he has a puncture. So he flies off in the first turn, heavily into the barriers. On the same lap, Ryan Walker looks up the inside of David Saber, going into the same corner. A little bit of contact is made and Ryan Walker feels that he is the one to blame and tries to let David Saber rejoin. And at the bottom of our screen here we can see Dave Miller trying to rejoin the track and limp back to the pits. Unfortunately his pit crew felt that the damage would take longer than the race and they decided to retire his car. And so to the finishing order of the first round. Steve Parker would take the win, as he comes into picture now in the 318 IS. Second would be Richard Wilkes in the Audi. And rounding out the podium would be David Junt in the BMW 318 IS. Jonatan Åcerclinth would retain his 4th place. As we can see also Bruno Chacon, who finished 10th, go through, but Jonatan Åcerclinth took 4th, with Ray Riddall in the Alfa Romeo taking 5th. Ryan Walker would climb back up the field from 12th and finish in 6th position. With David Saber in the Nissan finishing 7th. And Juha Boos coming in here now just ahead of Steve Parker would finish in 9th.